What's up, guys? Let me go ahead and answer the first question that I'm sure you're all thinking. No, a small infant has not taken over my YouTube channel. I just shaved, which I know I rarely do, but it happened. Moving on, while I'm waiting to see what I'm going to do about the header series, which it does look like we're going to have enough interest in, so expect you'll probably see that get rolling pretty soon. I thought I'd throw another quick video out for you, some information on modifications in general. And this is going to be my top 5 modifications you should not buy. And number 1, eBay chips, which come in many varieties. You see them all over eBay and all over Amazon, usually as low as $1 up to, I've seen, to 15 or 20, advertising adding 30 or 40 horsepower and gaining mile per gallon and lots of other ridiculous things. And most of these all boil down to the same thing. It ends up being a little resistor they tell you to wire in where your intake temperature sensor should be, and it supposedly unlocks some magical ability of your car to make more power with essentially exactly the same equipment. Most of you, I don't have to tell that this is complete crap. But there's this tiny bit of science behind it that by telling the computer that the incoming air is colder, that it's going to somehow make your car make more power. And they leave out one really important thing, that only works if the air that's coming into the engine actually is colder. Telling the car that the incoming air is colder than it is makes the car think it can run more timing and more fuel. And all that's going to happen is then it's going to knock and the timing will get pulled right back out. And then it's going to run rich and the fuel is going to be pulled right back out. The other sensors will pick up on this and it will do not a thing. Even if the computer didn't know the difference, the small percentage of difference that made wouldn't change enough for you to gain a horsepower, much less 30. Number 2, fake badges of any kind. Please be proud of the kind of car that you have, but don't run around sporting performance badges from vehicles and makes that your car is not. People know better. It doesn't look good. It just looks stupid. Number 3, 5-point or fake 5 and 6-point harnesses are everywhere online, and they're usually not that expensive, at least not the fake ones. But please do not buy racing harnesses and install them in stock cars or any cars that don't have roll cages. You see, harnesses are supposed to be in race cars with roll cages that keep the body of the car from collapsing if it rolls over. However, a harness in a stock car, if it were to happen to flip, will not allow your body to move relative to the seat very well at all. It will keep you pinned flat to the seat. And that's great until the roof caves in and your head has nowhere to go. So please remember, this is race car safety, not street car safety. Unless you're street carring a car that has a roll cage, in which case, sure, go for it. Number 4, coilover kits that claim that they can slam your car without replacing the shocks. There are plenty all over the internet of kits of these threaded sleeves that you put on your stock shocks, and then it gives you usually a really short spring that goes on it, and then it allows you to lower your car a huge amount. Please don't do this. 1, don't ever just slam a car as low as it can go. Suspension doesn't work that way, and if you want to lower your car in a way that actually nets a decent performance gain, you need to know how much you're lowering it. You need to lower it specific amounts on purpose. There's a science behind it. It's not just lower is better indefinitely. Pretty much once you get past the point that the arms are parallel to the ground, the suspension geometry is working backwards. And at that point, in most cases, your handling is suffering. And the lower that you go beyond that point, the more it's suffering. Plus, you're losing suspension travel. You're putting the body too close to the ground. What you're going to end up doing is basically just tearing a lot of stuff up. And number 5, huge wheels. I'm not saying don't upgrade wheel sizes. There's plenty of good reasons to go up in wheel size, especially if you're trying to fit larger brakes and you need more clearance, or you're trying to get wheels that are in a more popular tire size than what you have so that you can get wider tires that are less expensive, something like that. That's fine. However, some of you may think this is not common sense or not well known, but trust me, I have had conversations with people who still think the largest wheel you can run is only going to make a car perform better. And that is completely not true. Big, heavy wheels degrade a vehicle's performance in every way. If performance is not your main point, then it's sort of a different ball game. But if you're trying to go fast, you need to be losing weight, not gaining it. And the last place you want to gain it is in rotational mass and unsprung weight, which is exactly what wheels are. And that all comes down to inertia. The more anything weighs, the more it takes to change its state, to go from being stationary to being mobile, to go from being mobile to stationary. Therefore, the heavier your wheels are, the more power the engine has to put out to get them moving, and the more braking is going to be required to stop them again. So running 22, 23, 24-inch wheels that weigh 40 pounds a piece is going to hurt the car's performance across the board. So whereas larger wheels with lower profile tires to an extent improve a car's responsiveness, once you get past a certain point, you're doing nothing but hurting it. And if you only care how a car looks, but you don't really drive it very much, or its performance is not a big deal, then that's fine. Show cars, obviously, you can run whatever you want. But if performance is important to you, if you're driving the car all the time and you want it to be as responsive as it can be, you need to keep wheel size and wheel weight under control. There you have it. 5 of the worst modifications I could think of, just to throw some information out there while I'm getting everything else together. As we're settling in here and I'm getting my stuff back together, hopefully I'll be back in a more fake studio-esque environment within the next couple videos. I know these are a little weird, but thank you for watching, and I will get out of here for this one. Make sure you like this video and give me any ideas for future top 5 lists that you'd like to see, and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. And if you're not new here, make sure you hit the bell icon so YouTube will let you know when I upload. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video, and peace.